Hey, it's Adam here, and you're watching The Culture Hack, where we're talking about how to create engaged workspaces that unlock the potential of your teams and drive your business forward in ways you've never seen. So stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to The Culture Hack. Today is an exciting episode. We have Kare Nguyen. She is the founder and sales manifestation mentor at Magnetic Unicorn Coaching Services. And I've never heard a more awesome name and title all put together in one bundle. Welcome, Kare. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. Well, first off, tell us about Magnetic Unicorn Coaching. What is it that you do?
Yeah, so I started my business back in 2019, and initially it was to help people with networking better at networking events, and that's how I kind of came up with that name, Magnetic Unicorn, because you're kind of like a unicorn at an event, and you kind of just want to be magnetic. And eventually it kind of just transitioned to a few different things, to like career transition mentoring, where I would actually help like anyone who is graduating from post-secondary to transition into the first entry-level job and like navigate the cultures of their first job as well, the interview process, recruitment process, that kind of thing. And then eventually I got into manifestation and mindset. And moving forward to this year, I help people reactivate their confidence, which increases their magnetism and increases their sales in their business. And I use mindset, body set, manifestation, and metaphysics, and also my own intuition in my business. And the reason why I chose this particular niche was I actually recently had a genius audit from another coach, which I was trying to figure out what is it that I can bring to the table that really lights me up, but also is something that I can actually help people with. And I realized that a few years back when I used to work in corporate, I didn't know anything about sales. I didn't know anything about business development or partnerships. But I remember one day I was just really bored at my hospitality job. And our niche was helping corporate clients get discounts on fun activities to do around the city in Calgary. And I remember just sitting at my desk being I have 5 hours left in my workday. What do I do with this time? So I just started browsing the attractions website, and I saw this one event called Illuminasia, and it just looked really cool to me. And I have such an inner child in me, so I'm always wanting to play and look at fun things. And it had lanterns of these animals lit up. It looked super fun, and it was an event that was coming for the first time to Calgary. So I was you know what, I'm going to try to just reach out to them and see if they would be willing to work together, because I think this would be such a huge hit. And I was actually right. So what ended up happening was I brought in the most sales through that offer that year, and my bosses were so happy with my work and everything. And they were you just have this gift for just getting people to say yes to partnering and getting these sales, and you just have a gift for also looking for the things that people want. And so I was okay, maybe this niche makes sense, because I work so hard to reactivate my own confidence and my own mindset, despite a lot of limiting beliefs that I had to move forward on my own goals. And I'm just so happy that I can share that with people so that they can move forward with their goals too. And most of our, one of our recent wins was helping a client go from being really stuck in his business and burnt out and all this kind of stuff, to helping him relax a little bit more, lean back a little bit more. And he was actually able to get consistent 10K months in his business. So I was just oh my God, this is so amazing.
Okay, fantastic. So you really help with that mindset piece and all that kind of thing. I mean, we talk a lot about engagement. I think it's very much, but what does that mean to when someone has, you said, a laid back mindset, or they're more kind of in the right frame of mind? What exactly does that mean to you?
Yeah, so it means because I think a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, like, because like if they were in the same spot that I was, where I left my 9 to 5 like kind of prematurely, where I didn't really have like a backup plan for my own finances and stuff, and so I used to constantly worry and be super anxious about, you know, my business and where it's going. So I think like a laid back mindset and like being more relaxed is about like really like physically also laying yourself back, but also understanding that there has to be like a huge trust in what you're working towards, and surrendering to the process that you've already done the work in your business and you've already done what it takes, and that you don't really need to be pushing yourself more to do more, anything like that. Like you've already done enough, and now it's time to like allow yourself to just like relax, lean back and recharge, and just like let the flow of energy of like you know, business actually come in for you.
I love that. When I talk about cultures in business and teams where engagement is high, my favorite definition is when energy can flow and it doesn't get stuck with like, I don't know, passive aggressiveness or, you know, stuff like that. So you help that mindset, letting that energy flow. That's pretty cool. You already shared a story, a success story. So do you deal primarily with small business owners, or have you worked with larger businesses? Like where is your sweet spot if people are listening?
Yeah, so I typically have worked with like small business owners. So like when I first started, I was working with business owners who are just like starting out with their business, and I still do to a point. And I primarily work with like coaches and consultants, and I guess like people who just like also guide and teach people, kind of like I do. They say a lot like in the coaching industry that coaches are just coaching coaches, and you know that kind of rings true for me too. But I really like it like that, and I do have a background in e-commerce as well. So like I am also able to coach people who not only have like a coaching or consulting business, but also just any kind of like service or product-based business too.
As you're looking to the future and business owners and people are getting into business, or maybe want to grow their business, or what kind of thing, if they want to really focus their mindset, what's one piece of advice you might like to give them?
Oh man. Okay, so I literally had like a huge mindset epiphany last night. Like I was so excited that I couldn't actually sleep, and I was like, no, I gotta wake up for my podcast, so I need to sleep. But I would probably share that. So what I realized that like, so there's a lot of like stuff in the manifestation and mindset world where like you might get advised to like, you know, think from the wish fulfilled or think from the end, which means like you want to think from the outcome or the result that you want. And so for example, like if someone wants to bring in 6 figures into their business, or they want to like earn like, you know, 5K to 10K months in their business, typically like what coaches like myself would ask is like, or like tell them to do is like act as if you're a millionaire already, act as if you already have 6 figures, act as if you already have 5K or 10K months. But the problem with that is a lot of people are like, so you're telling me to like spend money that I shouldn't spend, right? And it's not like that. And then you try to figure out like a way to like help them like, you know, like see how they should act. But then what I realized as a coach and a mentor is it's also about the quality of questions that we ask ourselves. So instead of asking, like telling people to like act as if they're a millionaire or have 6 figures, why don't we start to ask ourselves, like, if I was already charging the price that I wanted to charge, so like if I was already charging 5K per month or 10K per month, or if I was already, you know, charging 6 figures for like a yearly project or something, how would I be and how would I feel? And what happens is when you ask yourself how much you're charging, you're letting go of that, you know, limiting belief that charging and using money as a motivation is bad, and you're starting to accept that it's actually really good for you. It's healthy. It's okay. You're human, and you're meant to have this human experience. And you're also like, that also serves as a reminder that you also need to fill yourself up before you can actually fuel your business and, you know, really show up and like make that huge impact that you want on your clients or your customers. So I would say like asking yourself like what it is that you want to charge, and then like you'll instantly feel that shift in your body, and like it just changes the whole game. Because when you tell yourself like, okay, I'm charging this, it's kind of like doing like a 9-to-5 job. It's like, you know, that you're technically charging, you know, the company that you're working for like a salary of like 80K per year, right? That motivates you to work really hard and move forward with your job, even if, you know, some days are not the best days, right? And so you want to have that same kind of mindset with your business. And when you do that, like it also shifts like your messaging as well, and the way that you market yourself and present yourself and your business too. Like when I think of like, you know, doing 5K packages, I'm like, oh, like I just all of a sudden can see how I can give tons of value to people, rather than being like, oh, this is, you know, too pricey or whatever it is, and worrying about all those things. So I think just having that little shift of like, okay, how much am I charging? And then like, you know, just embodying that person who's already charging that.
I love that. It's like a shift in power, right? Like I found in my own journeys, when I reached a point where I walked into an important sales call, and it was more of a two-way interview. Well, let me see if this is even a fit, versus here's what we do. Oh my God, hire me, right? That's a very different message and posturing when you're dealing with people. So question for you. If you're a leader and have a team of people, can you apply this to your team?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think it's important to like, you know, share your vision with your team. I think in the past, like I would always be so in my head, and I would keep everything in my head. But, you know, like I'm in the middle of like planning to hire a copywriter right now. And what I realized was like, I need to share my vision with the copywriter. Otherwise, the copywriter is just not going to know like what to write and that kind of thing. And so I think it's really important as a leader to like, you know, understand what your vision and your mission is. So if it's like, hey, like this is our sales goal of like doing 5K to 10K months, and like this is how much we're charging, like let your team know that and tell them the backstory about it as well, just kind of like how I did, and like hype them up too. Because I think like everyone really influences each other, and they say a lot like that if there's like one bad egg, then everyone kind of becomes a bad egg. So if the leader can be like this positive and supportive and like uplifting leader that, you know, shares the vision, it's going to motivate the entire team to also want to follow that vision too.
Okay, amazing. Well, I love your take on it's mindfulness in sales, right? That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time, Kara. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Adam. It was fun.
Hey, thanks for watching The Culture Hack. Do you want to chat culture and engagement? Give us a call and come on the show.